Ready for it.
Thrilled for it.
Presenting Franks with Turbo Booster Jet Engine.
Nexa.
Right then, big finish from Marcus Stoinis and Shreyas Iyer controlling that innings together. Handy from Josh Inglis as well. The two Aussies between them, 76 runs in just 28 balls as Punjab go past 200. Delhi helped with their catching and fielding. How does this game look at half-time? Next up presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout in the company of Anil Kumble, Tom Moody, Dustin Silgardo. Dustin said 207.
No, that was forecaster. I said 215. So
No, you said 207, I thought. I wrote 207.
that was forecaster, I think.
Oh my God.
Plug
Yeah.
Forecaster. Forecaster.
I need to be better at my job.
He was miles off.
Yeah.
I was
Anil-
203.
Anil was 195.
I hope that Delhi would catch a few.
I was just going to say, it should have been 195 if
I
they
know.
caught even half
I
decent.
know.
See, it would have been 175.
206. Is it advantage Punjab or is that game in the balance from what you've seen of the surface at Jaipur, Anil?
I think it's still in the balance. I mean, it require a Rahul innings for Delhi to go past, but it's a good surface. I mean, you can't ask for a better surface for Delhi to chase this down if they can, but it's tough. It's tough looking at the way Delhi have played in this tournament thus far. It's going to be tough for Delhi.
How would you have reacted, perhaps mentally or with some notes, if you were in the Delhi dugout watching a few chances not being taken cleanly?
It's frustrating, that situation. And it's nearly becomes contagious. Once one or two go down or half chances get missed, it suddenly sends a little bit of a uncertain wave amongst the playing group, and you can have situations like what we saw tonight where everyone's under a high ball thinking, oh gosh, I don't want to be the fourth drop catch or the fifth drop catch or the sixth drop catch. So, yeah, look, it is a nightmare, but it's from a coaching perspective, it's out of your control. All your work's done around all those types of things.
I don't like it when my colleagues in broadcast, whenever there's a drop catch, the camera points to the dugout, as if you guys could have done something about it.
It's your fault.
Show the fielding coach. Bowler bowls or no ball or a waste, I will show the bowling coach. Anyway, Dustin, hit us with some numbers.
It's a remarkably similar story to actually Delhi's last game. I mean, not a different level of score, but there also they did a lot of good work in the middle overs. Here too, they did quite well in the middle overs. Of course, apart from the drop catches, I'm talking about the bowling. But then two huge overs in the death.
Correct.
Against Mumbai, it was 48 of the last two. Here, it wasn't the last two, but over number 17 went for 25, over number 19 went for 22.
Yeah.
So that's 47 of those two overs. Mukesh Kumar, unfortunately, part of both those scenarios. 27, I think, against Mumbai, 25 today in his over. So those two huge overs have given Punjab maybe, 10 over par or a little bit more than you would have wanted to keep them down to after some good middle overs.
Yeah, I think Mukesh is an interesting conversation because I was seeing even the tone of the Delhi fans through the last few games. Now, this is a player who looks like he's very serviceable T20 option, whose death bowling was impressive, and he's RTM'd for a pretty high amount or picked up for a pretty high amount by the franchise. What are you noticing of Mukesh Kumar, the bowler? Is his graph suddenly just sort of sliding?
I think he's just become one-dimensional now. I mean, he just bowls length. Maybe he's trying to bowl those Yorkers. He's not getting it right. The slow ones are gone. And he's just trying to bowl length. And yeah, with the new ball, he bowled well. But that's the length that you would want with the new ball, but not at the death. So
It's a funny one because I think last year he was not a new ball bowler. Correct. He was a middle to death overs bowler. And this year, I agree, I think his new ball numbers are better, but his death numbers are...
Yeah, I mean, his death numbers this season are brutal. There's 63 balls, 16.28 economy rate. Of course, the last couple of... He's gone for 47.
How do you remember that?
No, I just checked it. I don't remember it.
I'm trying to give you a bit of a compliment here.
Yes.
I've been counting his death runs.
Did you notice that in the absence of Matt, Dustin has just upped his game?
Yeah.
It's what you're looking for towards
way.
the end of the season. 60.
But he was
He's a finals player.
He was 11.33 or somewhere around there across the death last season. He was bowling that wider line, wider Yorkers, but this season it's gone really wrong for him.
What I've noticed with him is that there's not a big difference between his stock ball and the rest. Yes, he does try to bowl slower ball. Yes, he does try to bowl his Yorkers, which he's missing at the moment. And that happens at times, with your rhythm and just getting that absolutely right. But there's no real change-up that's a point of difference. So it makes his on-pace delivery more effective. So he's easier to line up. So if you've got someone like Stoinis there at the end that's seeing him well, he's just licking his chops and thinking, right, I can power this out of the ground, whether it's full or it's short, and I feel like I can take him down.
Let's talk about the two impactful innings, starting with Stoinis, and then we'll go to Shreyas. He seems to have warmed up to the role of the finisher, which I think was only a mid-season deployment. He wasn't getting the opportunities as such. I think they moved him in and out with Maxwell. He seems to have found a space now as a specialist finisher for them.
Stoinis?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and, we saw last year Stoinis bat 3 for LSG and bat really well in that position. So it's good for Stoinis because it shows that he's got the flexibility to move up and down the order. But Ricky Ponting has clearly got this role sorted for him because he's got his domestic players firing on all cylinders. So really Stoinis is the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And he's just done that beautifully today. 44 off 16, powered, some sixes and got them sort of 10, 15 above par.
And also, if you're an opposition, when you're bowling, looking to sort of put a strategy around Stoinis, it's invariably spinners, wrist spinners, bring him on. So this sort of avoids that because the Indian players, uncapped players, are batting really well.
Yeah.
And it was only that 1 over, again, a drop catch of Kuldeep, the first ball. So I guess this sort of a role helps Stoinis because he doesn't have to think about a spinner, maybe at best 1 over. And that was the case today.
Yeah, I mean, you could see now if oppositions in the playoffs come up against Punjab, they're probably thinking, right, let's hold that over of the wristy for a Marcus Stoinis, which other batters can also cash in on in the middle. Shreyas Iyer, different kind of innings, slightly rode his luck too, but 53 of 34. What do you make of him today?
No, I think he certainly read the conditions well, and he knew that if you're batting first on this pitch, you needed a 200 plus score. So irrespective of what was happening at the other side, losing wickets, you still had to go hard, and they bat deep. Omar Zai at 9, Brar at 10. That's a very good batting lineup. So when you have that kind of a cushion, you just need to go hard, and he did that. Yes, like you said, Delhi did help Punjab a bit, but otherwise, I think a good innings.
You got something to add on Shreyas's innings construct? Or?
Yeah, I mean, he went after the spinners as he usually does. I think he got runs of Kuldeep, kind of hit Kuldeep out of the attack actually. And again, yeah, it's just that willingness to go hard. I think even they lost the 3rd wicket around the 7th or 8th over.
Yeah.
And then the very next over, Shreyas took Kuldeep for about 14 runs. So it was just that willingness to keep going. He did slow down a little bit there in the middle, but he kept going even as wickets fell, and he's ended up with a strike rate of above 150.
It's a strange team at times where they look like they're on the verge of in trouble or in trouble, and they will still somehow find their way to 200 plus. Even today, the few innings around them for a long time, Delhi were just about 1 point of penetration away from putting Punjab in real trouble, and it doesn't seem to happen. Does that tell us something about them?
Well, it tells you they're playing as a team. And it's something that I think Punjab has struggled to do over years, is just be able to gel together and dovetail into each other's performances, where, you may have the odd person shining, but then you'll have, a few that'll fall away. So everyone's playing their role and doing exceptionally well, and that also sort of shows you a squad and an environment that is comfortable and happy and positive.
Yeah, they did have a phase of about 19 balls where they didn't get a boundary actually. And then that's why the Stoinis innings was so important, because that was just before he came in. And then he takes that over for 25, and it totally kind of changes the entire look of the innings, because it could have been, 180 if it hadn't been for those 2 overs.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's true. It's still 200 plus. But even after all that, drop chances and Stoinis playing at a striker of 275 in English at 266, it's only 207. If it's fair to say, and you know what I'm coming from.
Yeah, it's very gettable.
Delhi can
it's
chase
very
this.
gettable.
Yeah, they can. I mean, we've seen that. The surface is extremely good, and even Rajasthan the other night against Punjab, when they scored 219, fell short by 10 runs.
Yeah.
And yes, it is certainly gettable.
Yeah, I mean, there was some very good bowling in there. I mean, I thought Vipraj, getting those wickets, and then even the Fizz again, he bowled very tight lines, couldn't get it to be as slow off the wicket as he could at the Wankhede, but he was still just bowling that short of length at the body. There was really no hittable balls. There weren't many boundary balls from him. So they did keep it down again. It's just they could have kept it down even further.
In fact, I'm glad you brought him up. But Mustafizur Rahman is a nice conversation to have in the little time that we've seen him. He's shown perhaps some of the other franchises why they might have missed a trick and not picking up in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a fan of left-armers for a start. I'm also a fan of people that have got experience in IPL, and the Fizz has got a lot of experience in IPL cricket. And what I like about the Fizz is that he provides you with a variety of options with his style of bowling. So if you've got a surface that's a little bit slow or dry, he's got that cutter that can really hold into the wicket. So he's a strong defensive bowler. He's also improved over the recent years with his new ball. So he's an option with a new ball, 1 or 2 overs if you want to go that way. So you can use him in many different roles, where when he first came onto the scene, he was really more known as a defensive bowler only, but now he's he's a complete package. And there's a couple, one of them being LSG, that probably thought, well, maybe that's one we missed.
With Mohsin Khan injured. I mean, the Fizz is bound for the auction because he's only a temporary replacement for Fraser McGurk. You think of a couple of franchises who might be interested?
Yeah, I'm sure. Because one is, again, a left-armer experience, plus he bowls different angles.
Yeah.
Comes around the stumps as well. We saw that in the last over. So it's not easy to line him up because you don't know, with that late release of his slow ball, it's not easy to pick Fizz as well. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure franchises will be certainly looking at someone like him, especially where the surfaces are on the slower side.
Yeah, he's got a very good agent as well who managed to nick a little 6 crore for this late presence in the IPL. Of course, divided pro rata on the games available. But maybe, Tom, you can help me connect with his agent perhaps, since you might share the same one. Let's talk.
I thought you were my agent.
I don't think I'm doing the job right if I'm not taking any commission. But
Have you stood down?
it was nice that Faf du Plessis padded up and ready. Took a bit of a blow, I'm guessing. The hard hit Marcus Stoinis ball at long off, but he's coming out with KL Rahul. Karun Nair is in this as well. Punjab, we expect, might field better, if not bowl better. How do you see the second innings going?
Yeah, it depends on KL Rahul and Faf du Plessis. I think the start that they give, KL has to play a big role.
What kind of tempo would you like to see him set? It looked like he went very hard, very early against MI. Yeah. What about this year? 200.
Maybe that's because of the surface that Mumbai Indians at the Wankhede had. He knew that in the 6 overs he had to really go hard, get those runs, and then probably cruise into that after 6. But here I think you just have to play normal cricket. Yeah. You don't need to worry too much. 10 runs and over. Shouldn't worry on a good surface.
You feel like if KL's batting 17, 18 overs, they're probably winning this.
Yeah, game done. I think a 60 ball 100 would be perfect.
What do you think, Dustin?
Well, I mean, in this kind of chase here, probably. He has to get it first. I mean, he only needs another 100 runs, Raunak. So.
You could see the 60. But I remember Dustin being very clear that chasing 100 is not
it's very different from a batting first 100.
Yes, yeah. In case you needed that clarification.
I don't need any clarification.
Prediction time. I can tell you forecaster has loaded and it believes Punjab Kings have a 62% chance. That's not as high as I thought. So Delhi with nearly 38%. It's almost like a 60-40 game as per forecaster. And the impact sub is actually Praveen Dubey. So a bit of leg spin. We'll see, I think the first time we might see a bit of Praveen Dubey in the tournament.
Yes, 2 leg spinners.
Yeah, no Chahal. Yes, they've no. I missed that out in the pre-show, but no Yuzvendra Chahal.
Yeah, so they're probably trying Praveen to see because of closer to the playoffs, just in case. I think it's something that Punjab would like to see.
Okay.
Prediction he played for Delhi. Praveen Dubey was playing for Delhi.
Yes, he was indeed. Yeah. Right. Let's get predictions. Arshdeep's got the new ball in hand. KL and Faf are out there. Tom Moody.
I'm going to continue with the theme of upsets.
Very good.
So I'm going with DC.
DC to win this.
Tom has been pretty good with his predictions. I'll go with Tom.
Tom is going with the trend. Anil is going with Tom. Dustin, who are you going with?
I'm going with Punjab Kings.
You're going with Punjab Kings. Dustin, I am going not with you.
For dinner.
Yeah, I am going for dinner. Second dinner. Right. Yeah, I want that to just keep the last set of games spicy. That's all. Punjab already going to the playoffs, but it'd be nice to have RCB, Punjab,
100%.
MI with an outside chance of making the top 2. It'd be lovely for the last day. So let's go that way. And of course, we haven't mentioned Super Over in a long time.
That's a long
You
night.
did last night.
That's a long night. We have a double header
I've
tomorrow.
forgotten everything that happened
No,
yesterday.
we have a double header tomorrow. It's
Double
going
header
to be it's going to be a long
Ronak's
night.
standards for a long time are very different from ours.
Yes, I haven't had a drink in a long time. Tom, thank you very much. Anil, Dustin, let's have some fun at the end of it and have a conversation to see if Delhi can sign off with the win. This is their last league game. Remember, Punjab Kings, they could go top if they get the job done here. Conversation of the game, join us for it on Nexa Presents, ESPN Cricket for Timeout. See you then.
Ready for it.
Thrilled for it.
Presenting France with Turbo Booster Jet Engine.
Nexa.